The countdown to the Brisbane Rugby League Grand Final continued with the major semi-final between Brothers and Norths at Lang Park. The winner to go straight into the Grand Final, the loser to meet Redcliffe the following week for a second chance.
And the Norths captain to kick for touch. Takes play up to the halfway mark. There's the restart. Greg Dowling takes the forwards on. We're looking for a big work rate from him today. Dart running wide. That's better running than what we've seen him in recent weeks, David. He's been content to take it straight up the middle. Duncan.
That's right. It's important that Bill Dart gets a little bit of a deviation in his run. He's too easy straight up and down.
Dowling looking to slip the pass. Good tackle though by LeMan. Cave and another penalty. Again, Brothers up inside the 5 metres. So Guy Harvey, the North's winger, that 79% average makes him the most successful goal kicker in the Brisbane competition. Brothers can ill afford to give him too many attempts at goal, especially from this close, and that's why up go the flags. The North, the first points on the board, they lead 2-0. Swing it wide, Brothers. Grogan, back infield. Gill tries to stand them up. Stafford, they're keeping it alive, Brothers. Still going, Carter. Smith again. Well, they're throwing it from side to side, but no one's going forward. And Duncan.
Well, Duncan was the first man in to make a tackle, about 6 tackles previously, and he was still there to make the last one.
This time, Brothers, LeMan finds gaps up the middle. Again, they keep it alive. Gill, a little chip and chase. Groff's back there, he's been felled in the back play, but
Irwin called play on. He called play on immediately when he saw it. He felt that Gill took a dive. Restart from the 22-metre line as the Brothers crowd disagree. Quite a bit of booing. Score 4-0 in favour of Norths. 14 minutes into the game.
Restart from the 22, Dowling. Oh, busts him straight up the middle. Dowling has the ports too because it's a Gerard. They're almost up to the halfway mark, North.
Dowling causing plenty of problems for the Brothers' defence.
Well, that went to no one. I think it was supposed to go to McCabe. Finally, McMahon has to clean up for Norths. They lost ground then, about 10 yards in fact. Jackson, the flyweight lock forward. Gains a few more metres. Stafford's offside. And the bag will run straight around him. Almost back to the halfway mark, Norths. They swing it wide. Groff to McCabe. Long pass out to the supports. Still going is a Roslin up over the halfway mark. 5th tackle this time. Duncan. The midfield bomb. North players have all overshot it. Play on, says the referee. Duncan up towards the quarterway. Gets his pass off. Gets his pass off to his supports. Roslin stepping back infield. Now they swing it wide. Dowling. It's Roslin. To Booth. Then over. To McMahon. Marvel score. Brings it round.
Well, their most experienced man on the field finished it off, but great build-up from North on the inside. They're definitely troubling Brothers. From the head on, we see the centres combine nicely. There's the ball out to Booth. The last pass, all they have to do is draw the cover defence, and Cocker McMahon, Shane McMahon, brings it around to finish off a good backline movement. The Brothers' defensive pattern has been broken.
Guy Harvey has already kicked 2 from 2. He could just about throw this one over, and up go the flags. Now North well and truly in command in the opening section. They lead 10-0. Back to the restart from Brothers. Straight down the throat of Booth. Runs it back, almost back to the quarterway. Brett LeMan, the tackler.
This is the guy that's done a lot of damage to Brothers and almost gets through again.
Greg Dowling plays his best rugby league for the big games. And this is one of them, the major semi-final. At the back line, running that off that short pass nicely. It's Jackson. Bagged himself, that's negative football, wasted a tackle. 5th and final. Duncan with the kick for touch. But, oh, well, bad mistake from Moore, but play on. Came off his chest. And he brings play back to the halfway mark.
Brothers haven't had a lot of possession. Let's see what they can do with the ball.
Kilroy going sideways, and Bill Dart says,
Oops, and a swinging arm. McCabe came in late for sure. Swinging arm into Kilroy. He'll need some attention also. Penalty has gone to Brothers. Even a little bit late, that one from McCabe. Really unnecessary because it was a great tackle from Dart originally. And Joe Kilroy has got a foot injury. I'd say it came from this sling from Bill. There it is, an awkward position that his ankle was in. Dart had brought him to ground. No need for anyone else to come in. And wait for it. 1, 2.
Meanwhile, Brothers with that touch line to take play to 10 metres out from North line. They trail 10-0. Coyne with the restart. Takes it to 5 metres out. Brothers need a try. Smith setting it up. Back inside to Ray. Puts his head down, but there's plenty of Devils defence there. Smith. Laman. Oh, crunching defence.
Great tackle. Kieran Jackson.
There's not much of him, Jackson, but gee, he makes him feel him. Gill. Coyne off his wing. North's defence looking good in these opening minutes. 5th tackle, Smith. Little chip kick across field. Coming through, Brothers, but well taken. Dowling into the dummy half position. Runs himself. The two big men meet, Stafford and Dowling. Almost up to the North's quarterway. McCabe sets himself for the run. Just makes it up just over the quarterway. Gerard slots into the dummy half position. Duncan. Straight back into the forwards though. Now they'll swing it wide. Dart running wide again. Can't slip his pass though. And haven't made too much ground these last 5 tackles. There's the kick from Bagnall. Sits up nicely for Coyne. No, it doesn't. It goes into touch.
Well, Norths were finding it difficult to make ground. Good kick, that one from Bagnall, where he found plenty of space out on that blind side to get his kick away. A very lucky bounce.
Drop it back down. 5 minutes inside Brothers territory. Penalty North.
Brothers collapsing, and good opportunity this one for Norths now to go back on the attack. He said they found it difficult to get out of their own half, but now this penalty, good touch finder initially. Penalties 5-2 in favour of North, so that's been a significant advantage they've had. They've got a lead of 10 points to 0. There's only 16 minutes to go. But what I've liked about their play so far is the safety that they've used. They haven't tried to panic. They've taken the ball up strongly. And they've been able to unsettle Brothers' defensive pattern.
There's the second kick. Swing it wide. Duncan sees a bit of a hole. Now he links up with McCabe. McCabe to Dart, but it's been intercepted. Burns has it. Burns up the halfway. Back inside to Gill. The chase for the try line. Gilroy in support. Gill finds Kilroy. Kilroy score underneath the uprights. Brilliant. Full length of the field. Trying to Brothers, but against the run of play.
Brothers reply, certainly against the run of play. There's Peter Gill. Roslin was coming down on him, but Peter Gill kept a cool head. Joe Kilroy just set a beeline for the post. And then Gill just had enough time to draw the defence, and away goes Joe. He wasn't going to be stopped, and in under the sticks goes Joe Kilroy for Brothers' first try, his 9th for the season.
Tony Ray with this one set right in front, makes no mistake. And now Brothers well and truly back in this match. They trail 10-6. Ray, little chip kick. Plenty of people back there for North, so and Dart comes up with it on his own quarterway.
North's very lucky there because they stood off Tony Ray. It was the 5th tackle. The kick was always going to be on, and Ray had all the time in the world not only to take it, but take about 3 or 4 steps into the middle of the North's ruck and then just place it wherever he wanted to. Norths will have to harass. They're going to stop the kicking game.
Dowling, little pass to Bagnall into some open spaces. Bagnall still going, has support, no, but can't fire his pass away, and is put to ground by his opposite number.
Beautiful ball from Dowling to put him away.
Dowling, McCabe again, running off Dowling as he's done all day. McCabe makes it up to the halfway mark. Back this way now, North. Bagnall stands up Smith, beats Laman's tackle, still going, beats Gill's tackle again. Greg Smith is forced to put him down. 5th tackle, North starting to make some inroads. Duncan with the big bomb. Moore setting himself, they're streaming through. Oh, knocked out of it. Still alive. 6 to go, says the referee. North with a big chance. 6 to go. Brothers a bunch. They'll swing it. Wharton. That's a dart. Dart tackle though nicely. Beautiful cover defensive tackle.
Clinton Moore.
North's back the other way. Jackson onto it. Takes play 10 metres short of the try line. North's lead 10-6. Gerard into the dummy half position. Dowling, they'll look to swing it wide. Dowling gets his pass to Kelso. Kelso, he scores!
Well, Greg Dowling is playing it like a minstrel out there at the moment. He's conducting the whole show. Dowling's picking the way North should run. He's been involved in the play right from the very start of the game. Let's have a look at it from the head on. We'll see the brothers' fading defensive pattern. And what's Dowling just let it go. He said, OK, you can move if you like. The little short pass to Kelso. Smith can't then get back onto the right foot. And Kelso across for North's second try, his first for the season.
So Michael Booth having the dubious honour of being the only other North player to have kicked for the Devils this season. And he makes good the kick. Up go the flags. And now North's increased their lead by 16 points to 6. Burns with a kick for touch. Desperately needing a try, brothers. They trail by 16 points to 6, 20 minutes remaining in the match.
The match is far from over. Brothers are still quite capable of coming back and getting the 2 tries they need to win it.
Gilroy with the restart, the second kick. Puts his head down, tries to burrow over, he's got his up, he scored!
Dowling throws his hands on the head. Joe Gilroy, injured only 1 minute ago, comes up with an impossible try. Great work from Gilroy. Solo effort, he limps back out of it. Inspirational stuff, they needed it. This is from behind. Oh, that's fantastic stuff from Gilroy. He's elated. Brothers back in the match.
Tony Ray, 1 from 2 today so far, moves in with this one and raises the flags. Brothers back in the hunt. 16-12 now, North's lead.
The winner of this game straight into the grand final. North's lead at the moment by 16 points to 12, 15 minutes to go.
This is probably one of the most vital scrums of the match. Brothers come up with it, work the blind side. Gill looking for the open man. Moore is in open spaces for the try. There he goes. Whitmore stretches out and scores. And Brothers now level all up at 16-all.
Well, the danger men of Brothers, they wrapped the blind side and really North didn't read it too well. There's the good little wrap from Clinton Moore into the gap. It looked like Roslin, who couldn't get to him. Neither could Neil Wharton, and Brothers across to square it all up.
Tony Ray with one of the most important kicks he'll make today, and it looks good. Up go the flags. Brothers hit the front for the first time today, 18 points to 16. There's the restart for North by Booth. What a comeback it's been by Brothers. The first time they've poked their noses in front today, 18-16, and what a time to do it with 13 minutes of the game remaining.
The North now have to get back out of this. They've got themselves into a bit of a hole. Brothers have had the majority of possession. They're making plenty of breaks. North desperately need possession, and they need to start making a few breaks themselves. 2 interested spectators here at today's game, John Rebo and Peter McWhirter. Of course, Rebo is the general manager of the Broncos, and McWhirter the diehards coach for this season, and looks like he's going to retire next year, and Rebo will be part of our commentary team for the grand final.
Brothers, they want another try to finish with. Grogan to Smith. Lemon standing wide again. Stafford, it looked like he was going to kick it, decides to run it instead.
Others might be working that for a new move for the grand final. They're there, and now the battle between the Devils and the Dolphins to see who'll be their combatants.
As the countdown starts, 5 seconds remaining in the match. The crowd counting it down. Tony Ray with a field goal attempt. How's it look? It's there. Well, what a way to finish it. Brothers running out winners now, 25 points to 16.
It was to be a Redcliffe Brothers grand final, with the Dolphins disposing of North by 24 points to 16 in the preliminary final.
Conescu, Sandy into the hole. Sandy still going, has plenty of pace up towards the halfway mark. Where's his support? Booth has him covered. No, he gets away from Booth, but he's gathered him and taken down in a good tackle by Barwick. Still going though, Redcliffe this time.
Wasn't held. Jamie Sandy quite at liberty to pass the ball.
Weekly, all speculator, finds Dolly, still alive though. That's Barwick.
Barwick's in for the injured Robin Thorne, still a very good player as Gordon Barwick.
Standing in the tackle, Redcliffe keeping it alive. Bleakley finds a hole up the middle. Fifth tackle. They're only 3 metres short. No score at the stage in the early part. Sandy, he's dangerous from here. The pass has gone astray, but knocked on, says Eddie Ward.
Well, Redcliffe butchered that. A better side would have made better use of the extra men they had there. Norths were thin on this side. They had about 3 defenders to Redcliffe's 5. Redcliffe weren't deep enough. The first player ran too close to the defensive line, upset the complete advantage they had.
Penalty to Redcliffe. Put across to the scrum.
I think he's got Bagnall there for dragging the ball back with the foot, Bill. Actually, the signal, and he was pointing at the number 7 as the ball came straight out of the scrum. The temptation there for Bagnall to bring it back and allow him to pick it up.
There's a restart. Brian Niebling running at the line, hitting the advantage line, and gee, Norths were waiting for him that time. He's pulled up just 2 metres short of the try line. Sandy setting it up to juggle that one. Booth through very quickly to cut him off.
Too flat.
Redcliffe now starting to mount their attack. Out to Benson. Cut down though by Wharton. They come the open side. Oh, finds Keogh. Keogh for the line. Yes, he reaches out and scores. Great determined effort by Keogh, and Redcliffe put the first points on the board.
Have a look at this. Bleakley, normally the backup merchant, all the time in the world to stand in the tackle. Shows good strength for a small man. Keogh there to take the short pass. Could have gone down short. I'm not going down there. I'm going down across the try line. Too late, Norths. Keogh in for his 6th try of the season.
Trevor Benson with this one set up just to the left of the uprights. Moves in and strikes it straight through the middle, and Redcliffe move out to a 6-0 lead. One against the head by Norths, and Wharton with the chip kick straight through. McMahon's got to get McMahon's following it through, but plucked in by Redcliffe. Well taken.
Great work from Keogh. He was the second rower in that scrum, so he's broke very quickly to get back there. Saved the day for the Dolphins. Wouldn't have been Gordon Reid, would it?
Been called out.
Eddie Ward hasn't missed him, just as well he missed Barwick, though. Barwick wearing 5. Reid came over the top.
So Trevor Benson, who's already kicked 1 from 1, has this one set. About 30 metres out. And just to the right of the uprights, hits it fairly nicely. What do they say? Up go the flags. And Redcliffe now lead 8 points to 0. Norths with a chance now to regroup. That's the 5th tackle. Niebling into dummy half to Benson. Tries to find touch with that one, but Booth's back there. Peels it in and runs it back up towards the halfway mark. Well taken by Teven.
Good chasing game, Redcliffe.
Norths now almost up to the halfway mark.
By Harvey tackle there. Of course, he suffered concussion. Didn't finish the match last week after a very heavy tackle from Brett Lemare.
Cave, and the pass has been intercepted by Canescu. Where's his supports? Yes, there he finds his supports. Gets the pass up to Teven. Teven from the try line here out. Cave stuck it and scores. Teven into a try for Redcliffe, and they're starting to run away with it.
So it came from a beautiful intercept from Brett Canescu. Reads the game beautifully, Canescu. Norths hoping to be on the attack, and Redcliffe turned defence into attack as Benson incisively cuts up the middle. The North's defence in tatters behind him. Teven, plenty of pace. That's what Redcliffe's got this year, different from previous years. And Rowan Teven goes across for his 4th try.
Trevor Benson has had plenty of practice today, already kicked 2 from 2. This is probably the most difficult. Moves in, strikes it, coming around, waves away this time though. The score remains Redcliffe 12, Norths 0. Dowling again trying to set it up, but using himself as a battering ram. Duncan, still that's better ground by Norths. They're almost back to the halfway mark. That's the 5th tackle. Lining out deep on the blind side. Bagnall, they'll run it. Wharton. There's the kick. Oh, well taken by Donnelly. Had McKenzie coming through, putting plenty of pressure on him, but he took it beautifully.
Donnelly injured. He was down a couple of moments ago. And there's the new rule being invoked that an injured player can hand the ball over. Let's have a look at it. Donnelly sacrificing himself there. Goes up high, falls heavily to the ground. There it is. Bang, down it goes. and he's got a bit of a leg injury. Play goes on.
Oh, and Cherry made the half bust, but Teevan couldn't field the pass and a knock on. So Bagnall with the scrum win. Will take the tackle of Sandy. He bounces away and back. Sandy finally gathers him in.
Donnelly leaving the field. Redcliffe playing without a fullback. Lack of communication in the Redcliffe camp. Kick and chase by, there's Donnelly off the field. No one at home for Redcliffe. A kick is on. And
I think that's what they're setting it up for. Dowling the blind side of a cave. Then over here to Harvey. Harvey back in field though. The defence picks him up. One of the little halves. They want Wharton or Bagnall. Should be kick and chase. Wharton now. Further pass out to Roslin, has to dive for it. They still haven't woken up to the fact. Now the replacement on the field. Brett Rolls is on. He'll play at fullback. Harvey again. Tries to stand up weakly. Does so. And stands up Finescu. Still going Harvey. But can't beat the tackle of Sandy. Harvey got himself out of trouble and back into it twice. He should have really then looked for his support. Now comes the kick, but it's too late. Bagnall. Rolls sets himself. Oh, he's made a meal of it. Dowling with it, going for the try line. He'll score, yes! Brett Dowling, the opportunity strike, picks up and scores right beside the upright. Well, there's no guy deserves it more. He's followed the ball everywhere today, Brett Dowling. He's not going to give in. The high ball was a good one, put plenty of pressure on. Bagnall it was who got the ball away. Plenty of height in it. There's Brett Rolls, number 17. His ball just misjudges it slightly. Should have taken that one, Brett Rolls. Ultimately, no pressure. Dowling picks up the loose one. This guy was not going to be stopped. He just said, I'm going to keep running. You won't stop me. And the big fella over North's back in the net. Guy Harvey with the attempt at goal. And there it is. Up go the flags. And now the score. Redcliffe 12, North 6. 8 metres inside of North territory. Redcliffe on the attack. Benson. Niebling to Barwick. Brushes aside a couple of tacklers. Can't beat Wharton and Dowling though. Brown, been quiet today, Dave Brown. That's good work though, slips the pass to Cherry. Cherry almost through. 5th tackle. Ben with a chance to convert. A difficult kick from the sideline. Moves in, strikes it, and again, that one moving away. So Brothers now 8-0. Benson. There's the restart. Tony Ray knocks on. Eddie Wood picks it up. Well, 7 minutes to go in the first half. Brothers have scored 2 tries, but only lead by 8 points to 0. Another Brothers scrum feed and a Brothers scrum win. Take it the blind side. LeMan. Back to the quarterway. Stafford, this time cutting back infield and finding holes up the middle. Bleakley called upon to make the tackle with Keogh. Gill, Smith. Gill working as a pivot. Grogan, Burns, nice tight passing from Brothers. Moore was taken out in back play, but not interfered with too much. 5th and final tackle, Ray from the dummy half with the kick. Sits up nicely for Donnelly. Oh, but then he makes a bad mistake. Well, fundamental mistake. You cannot afford to make an error under pressure in a grand final. That one, Donnelly just looked away. He had the ball initially, looked away. The ball went straight to ground. Brothers a great chance to put more points on. 3 minutes to half-time. The blind side, Gill holds it up for Moore. The defence, Redcliffe. Brothers are trying to create the overlap there. Smith, Greg Smith, himself. Nice tackle from Finescu though. Blind side again. Gary Smith this time, almost jumping into the tackle. Completely. Carter, this is where he's dangerous, close to the line. Stephen Carter, still going. Got his arms free too. Couldn't find his supports. Smith to Gill, Brothers on the attack. They want another try. Burns knocked down. Knocked back though. Still going, Grogan. And the 5th tackle. Wasn't touched by a Redcliffe player, says Eddie Wood. I still agree with you. Gill's kick straight up and down in the one spot. They all go high. Brothers have it, but offside, and a penalty to Redcliffe. Oops, a little bit of a punch there from Keogh on Mark Coyne. A little bit of frustration being shown by Redcliffe, but a relieving penalty certainly. 2 minutes up to half-time at 8-0.
Redcliffe are still in with a good chance to win the match. They'll have to cut down on their error rate, but they have the wind advantage in the second half. They can ill afford to let any further points go on the board. No more mistakes.
Redcliffe with just under 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Need to get down into Brothers territory quickly and try and post some points. Niebling. John Rebo mentioned before the breeze is probably worth 4 points, David.
Well, I think the value of breezes depends very much. There's another pass from Tapia gone astray.
Coyne for the try line. The tackle defence will come across, but they won't catch him. And Coyne will score. And Brothers, that's their third try. They lead now 12 points to 0.
Well, you can just about put your glasses down, I think. That's inexcusable from Redcliffe. Another try from a mistake. So certainly that the tackle was a heavy one. Redcliffe at 8-0, okay. Wasn't what they wanted at half-time, but it was certainly better than this, 12-0. There it is, Tapia, trying to get the pass away. Crunch, Steve Carter, what a hit. The ball goes loose, picked up quickly by Brothers. Here it is, the ball bouncing around. Tony Ray it is. Look at him search straight for his winger. Always had it in mind to get out. Beautiful pass, little flick of the wrist. And Mark Coyne, he's a speedster. Dave Brown, he could have had a jet behind him. He wasn't going to catch this fellow. He scoots away. Neither was Keogh. And Mark Coyne, the young speedster, puts it down for Brothers' third try. But once again, we've got Redcliffe making mistakes. Okay, this one was brought about by a fantastic tackle, but it really shouldn't have come because they should have tidied it right up.
Tony Ray with the kick, looking to add the extras, and hits the upright and bounces in. That's his first kick. 1 from 3. That will be the half-time score. Brothers 14, Redcliffe 0. And there's the restart to the second half. Keogh comes up with it. Redcliffe this time with the breeze. Let's see how much benefit it will be to Redcliffe. They trail by 14 points to 0. And to decide who will be the premiers for 1987 in Brisbane Rugby League. Tandy, Tapia, running it wider, that's better the forwards. Looking out wide, looking for gaps. Canescu himself from dummy half. 10 metres short of the halfway. Back to Benson. Gets his kick in. Too big though, and into touch on the full.
Even worth seeing that on replay. It'll take a little while to pack this scrum, and we'll see the pressure that Brothers gave to the kicker out of the marker position. We might be able to pick it up, although the scrum's going to pack. Benson also limping, but Brothers putting the pressure on, force Benson into touch.
Brothers come away with a scrum win. Burns, there's a double round, but it's gone astray. Redcliffe will come up with it. Yes, they have it. Redcliffe just inside of Brothers territory. A bad mistake from Brothers. It was the first tackle. That's one of the few mistakes they've made today, and Redcliffe now capitalised on it and a chance to attack. Sandy, Brown. I'd like to see more of him this afternoon, Dave Brown. Sandy, Benson dummies, and goes himself, for Sandy I should say.
A player that certainly must come into contention in the early minutes of the second half is Jim Cowell. Penalty.
And a penalty to Redcliffe.
Should take the 2 points, I reckon. Only a couple of minutes into the second half. Points on offer, and Benson's just the man to put it over. No, he's not. He hurt his ankle before, and it looks like he's asked Bob Keogh to do the job.
Keogh will, yes, take the kick for goal.
Tactically, I think the correct decision here, Bill. There's a long way to go in this match at 14-0. That's more than 2 tries out of it. 14-2, you've only got a 2 converted try deficit. And of course, anything can happen, as we've seen plenty of times in recent finals matches.
As Bob Keogh moves in to this attempt at goal and looks pretty true. Up go the flags. Redcliffe, their first points on the board. They trail by 14 points to 2. And as you say, Dave, that could well be now a confidence booster. Brothers with the restart. Trevor Bailey kicking off. Taken on the full by Redcliffe. That's Bleakley. Brings it back almost to his own quarterway. Stephen Carter doing a bit of wrestling up top. Brothers look very bunched, as you say, David, that formation they have. Here they go, they number out. Knuth.
That's the way to do it, though. Standing pivot with Sandy and have someone hit off the edge all the time.
Brown, now he's running more freely. Got back a bit further. 25 out for their own try line. Back to Donnelly. He kicks straight downfield, but straight down the throat of Clinton Moore. Moore said, thank you very much, and it takes it back inside of Redcliffe's territory.
Well, we said earlier, Bill, that the wind is an advantage, but it's only good for you if you kick well. And that was a very poor kick. That one should have gone deep downfield and had Brothers pinned in their own territory.
Stafford, the blind side. Canescu, I'd like to see his tackle count. Been pretty busy today.
Yeah, he's the top tackler for Redcliffe in the first half. He'd be up over 20 now.
Smith to play it back. It's Greg Smith. Carter running wide. Carter, another beautiful pass to Gill. Gill gets his pass up to Grogan. Grogan out to Burns. Fingertips it, gets it. More, one to beat. Kilroy, that was 4 goes. Went forward.
Joe's going to put it across the line anyway. What a spectacular player. Joey thinks he scored it. Shakes the head. I'll tell you what, he did it nice. What better place, Joe, than in the grandstand corner. What a beautiful backline movement from Brothers. Have a look at this. This is the end of it. Clinton Moore fires it out to Kilroy. That was the forward path. But look at this from Kilroy. Breaks, comes forward, almost stumbles, gets up, spins around, scores the try. Unfortunately, Eddie Ward had blown the whistle about 2 seconds earlier.
So Bleakley spotted a hole, but it closed quickly with Burns coming across to snuff it out. Back to Benson. The kick again downfield, but again his kicks are like radars on them, straight to the Brothers players, and now Moore turns them into attack again. Clinton Moore back to the quarterway. This time the support wasn't there, and he's taken down by Benson, the kicker. But they're back on attack, Brothers. Stephen Carter. Keogh the tackler.
Redcliffe can't handle that little step in and the wrap around.
Gill, Grogan, holds it up. Ray back in field. But forwards in the back line. Backs in the forwards, Brothers. It doesn't matter. They're all there backing up. Leman. Well, a bit of confusion. Stafford still standing. 5th tackle now. Bailey with the kick. On their streaming through, Brothers. Up they go for it. Come down, Brothers way. 6 to go. That's a try.
Tony Ray on the spot. Once again, Brothers challenging for the ball. It was touched by a Brothers player. Did come backwards though. 18-2 the score now as Brothers race away with it. Early minutes of the second half. Tony Ray there, very determined still. He was on the spot. He has followed the ball everywhere today, Tony Ray. Have a look at this. Good high bomb because it held up in the wind. Donnelly was always going to be in trouble. Have a look at this. Brothers go up quickly for it. The ball off Donnelly basically. Could have been Gill as well, but certainly backwards. And Tony Ray, who has been everywhere today, he set up 2 tries with the last pass, and there he is to pick up that one and score the try. Good kick out of dummy half. Once again, Brothers have a great licence to kick out of dummy half. Good one from Bailey, the captain. Hung up in the breeze. And Peter Gill and Brothers in there very quickly to try and harass Redcliffe. They couldn't handle it. Tony Ray could. And Brothers 18-2 with the kick to come.
Tony Ray, the try scorer. This one pretty well in front. Moves in, makes no mistake. Up go the flags. Brothers move out now to lead by 20 points to 2. John Rebo, that's just what Redcliffe didn't want.
Most certainly, Bill. They're really against it now. They've got to get back there, and as I said at half-time, play the game better in their half. But Brothers are playing some champagne football at the moment. They look like they're going to be very hard to stop from winning this title this year.
So play comes back to the halfway for the restart.
I think Van der Velde should be making some changes. He just needs fresh men on there at the moment, and he's got a good player in Jim Cowell on the bench.
Cowell certainly one who can stir them up. Joe Kilroy comes away with it and plays it forward. No one in front of Kilroy then. These are the little mistakes Redcliffe keep making. Brothers keep capitalising on. The blind side, Stafford. Another player bound for Sydney next year, Jim Stafford, said this would be his acid test today.
Carter
Brothers
again.
doing it as they like. Bailey, who it is, will get up and play it. Greg Smith to Gill, Burns. Oh, pass on to Gary Smith as a speculator, and Keogh comes away with it. Now let's see what Redcliffe can do. Rolls.
Movement on the Redcliffe bench with Jim Cowell moving out right now.
Bleakley to Pyer. Pyer slung to the ground by Carter. On to Dave Brown. Up to the brothers' quarterway. Sandy. Men over here, Redcliffe, if they can swing it quickly. Long cut-out pass. Still going Donnelly. But Grogan comes across and puts him to ground on the quarterway. And he's lost the ball. Brothers have it. Laman. But even Sandy not able to make an impression in his brother's defensive pattern today.
There's Ross Strudwick, a very contented look on his face.
Laman. Good tackle by Cal. Needed plenty of that early on. Gill. Smith to Ray. Ray still going. Picks up Clinton Moore. Moore can't get his arm free. Pull down 10 metres short of the halfway mark. Smith. Vernon. Strong run from the big fellow. 5 metres short of the halfway mark now. Smith. Gill. Grogan. Here they go. Carter. Back to Grogan. Up the middle. Takes the tackle. That's the 5th and final. To Ray. Gets his kick in. That came off a Redcliffe hand. Sits up nicely though. Thorne. Thorne brings it back to the halfway mark. Still going. Shrugged out of a couple of tackles, Robin Thorne. Oh, and finally cleaned up. Vince O'Brien, the two replacement players, clashing of heads. Bleakley. Keogh. Been a tireless worker for the Dolphins today, Bob Keogh. Did some good things in the match. One of the players who doesn't deserve to be on a losing side. Donnelly. Pass to Teeman. Teeman in open spaces. Checks his soul for the try line. Can't reach out though. Pull down.
Greg Smith, what a great cover defending tackle. Should score Redcliffe.
Canoe tried to barge over. Can't put it down though. And the defence equal to the pass and bundle him into touch.
Well, Shane Canoe was only about 3 players back and they were all in front of him. All they had to do was move the ball. Don't think he took the right option.
Scrum will result.
Great tackle from Greg Smith there to get Rowan Teevan.
Redcliffe have it. Well, they want to try. Keogh. Sandy. Benson. Over the top to Thorne. Thorne can't beat Vince O'Brien, who came up very smart and put him to ground. Cow. Cow looking to slip it again. Sandy. Dave Brown. 5th tackle. Sandy. Little chip kick through. Plenty of chasers. Loose in goal. Sandy dives on it. And that's a try. A consolation try to Redcliffe. That's their first try of the match.
Well, it was the only way they were going to crack their defence. They weren't going to run through it. They had to kick through it, and it's surprising they haven't done a little bit more of it. They spent a lot of time in the first half belting away at the try line, couldn't get across. The little rubber kick by Sandy, playing pinball with it really because it did bounce around. From the play the ball, once again, Brothers' defence had been rock solid. The little rubber kick through, put it on the tip, anything can happen. And have a look at this, look at the awkward bounce already. Mark Coyne can't quite gain it. The ball goes loose and Sandy following through to pick his own kick up. All he has to do is dive on it. Redcliffe's first try. But all too late for the Dolphins. It'll be nice for them to see that they have been able to put a point on or a try on. There's a little one from Sandy, good little one. Carter does the right thing and not knocking him over afterwards. The ball loose, comes off Coyne and Sandy there to drop on it. Redcliffe now with 6 points on the board, the Brothers 20.
And in fact, the kick has been taken and Keogh kicked it. There's Stephen Carter leaving the field.
Well, another great effort, another great grand final from Steve Carter. Played very strongly, set up the first try with a beautiful pass to Trevor Bailey, and some of his defence has been as tough as you'd ever get anywhere. So his career, which will now go on to St George next year, as a number of Brothers players will, and looks like he's got all the attributes to go on with it.
And as I said before, the kick was successful by Bob Keogh. The score now, Brothers 20, Redcliffe 8, and there's Stephen Carter.
I think he said he was tired.
He was tired. Well, he should be. 12 points of difference. We gave North away last week, David. They came back to within 8 points.
Yeah, I think Brothers are very, very determined, although Dave Brown making a bust.
Gets his pass up to Knuth. As you said last week, can't afford to put the cue away.
No, I think Brothers very determined. They've waited a long time for their chance.
Keogh back in field. Benson couldn't get the pass away, ends up losing it.
There's been some errors. Well, lost ball there, 16-15, so there's not a lot in it. It just seems that Redcliffe have made them at the wrong time, and Brothers have been able to capitalise on their half breaks.
Scrum screwing around, Brothers have it. Gill to Moore. Moore spots a hole, still going, Clinton Moore. Clinton Moore for the try line, shoot the gate. Clinton Moore will run all the way and score. Breaks it round underneath the uprights. That's the ball game for 1987. There they are, the brethren. They're the premiers.
They certainly are, deservingly so. They've been the top side this year. 24-8 they lead now at the moment. And the man to finish it off is the flying Clinton Moore. What a great player he is. He was involved in the earlier try for Joe Kilroy as the link man. He's been involved in just about everything today that's been good about the Brothers back line. We see the scrum break up once again. Brothers intent on using their back line. Standing past to Clinton Moore, and this is genuine pace. There wasn't much of a gap to go through there, and he went straight between Brett Rolls and Trevor Benson out the other side, and once this guy sees daylight, you won't stop him. What a future he's got. An exciting young talent is Clinton Moore, a law student, so he can take his pick whatever way he wants to go. But don't give away rugby league, Clinton. He's on his way to St George next year. Here he is coming out the other side. Clinton Moore streaking away. The danger always was that Brothers' backs were going to do the damage, and we've seen Kilroy, Mark Coyne and Clinton Moore finish off some great attacking movements as he puts it down under the sticks.
Tony Ray to add the extras right in front. Up go the flags. Brothers add another nail to the coffin with 4 minutes remaining now. Just under 5 minutes, in fact. They lead 26 points to 8.
Brothers, they've played very good today, and forwards have been very strong in the middle, but their backs have been excellent. That try just then by Clinton was fantastic stuff, and as David said, that was just genuine pace.
Shane McElwain on the field, and no one else deserves a jersey in a grand final more than Shane McElwain. He's come up with all these other Brothers juniors. We look through the guys like Grogan and Burns, and plenty of other players, Trevor Bailey, who've been with Brothers for a long, long time, and finally, at their very last chance, with them all going to Sydney next year, they've come up with a premiership. So good to see Ross Strudwick giving Shane McElwain a chance to enjoy this victory. There he is, going out of dummy half, and he also played in the reserve grade that Brothers won. So what a day it's been for the brethren. They've had their problems off the field this season with financial difficulties, but the players put that right out of their mind. They said very early in the piece, it's not the money we're playing for, it's the glory. There's a little leprechaun. He's been on their side today, Begara. And, of course, the Fighting Irish have come through.
Redcliffe with the ball. Rolls back inside to Barwick. The fence once again smothering. Kennedy coming through. Take the tackle on Barwick. Dave Brown, the blind side. It's on Burns. Ball's loose. Knocked on, though. Eddie Ward. And then we're into the final minute of the game. 45 seconds remaining. Brothers 26, Redcliffe 8. Put away the glasses. Peter Gill.
Well, it's been 19 years since Brothers won a premiership. They won them back-to-back, 67-68. And they're going to go out with the last historic premiership, 1987.
Gill to Clinton Moore. Moore up to the halfway mark. Rolls one of the tacklers with Benson. There's the countdown. Well, they're starting to count down from 20, the Brothers supporters. That's how confident they are.
In a long time between drinks.
In the final 10. There it is, 6-5. You count it down. Brothers player slowly to his feet. There goes the hooter. And Brothers, deserved winners of the 1987 Winfield Cup Grand Final by 26 points to 8. And what a happy bunch they are.